Hey, I'm your ordinary Alfred. Hey there, it's Alfred here. We have a new build we're calling the Resurrected Musketeer. The name was inspired by its overall look. We have the Torchborne armor set, the Siren Queen's Horn, which is a rapier class weapon, and the wooden Howler shield. It looks like D'Artagnan in Alexander Dumas' The Three Musketeers. He died and came back to life in No Rest for the Wicked. The idea for this build came about because of this ring, the Scarlet Ring. It is a ring that swaps max health with max focus. I don't see this ring used quite often, but let me tell you, it is awesome. I think the best way to show you how awesome this ring is through the character attributes. Right here, we have 21 on health, 25 on stamina, 42 on faith to meet the minimum weapon requirements, 36 on focus, and 13 on equip load to be at normal weight. Now, look at the results here. Let's focus on two things. We have a large amount of hit points, 600, and an insane focus gain at 204%. I mean, look at this. It almost can fill up the entire focus bar on a single combo. Let's get into our build here. For the weapon, we have the Siren Queen's Horn. The normal attack combo looks like this. It also has chainable charge attacks like this. For this build, however, we're only using the normal attacks as we are after the flurry of piercing attacks at the end of the combo, which nets us a huge amount of focus. On the runes, originally, the weapon comes with Plague Throw. I switched that out with Slashing Flurry. Added Twirl Dash, Tornado Strike, and Brutal Reprise. Tornado Strike and Twirl Dash are the ones that I really like using. I'll explain once we get into the rest of the build. For the gem, we have Lifesteal. Lifesteal was nerfed real hard during the last update. It's not the primary factor for survivability in this build, but it still helps. For the enchantments, rune damage increase since we have awesome focus gain. We will be using a lot of rune attacks. Healing increase for survivability, stamina recovery increase, and movement speed increase after rune attacks. Drain health in combat on the negative enchant. On the offhand, the wooden Howler. On the gem slot, we put in healing increase. On the enchantments, damage increase for 10 seconds after parry. Next one is gain health after parry. I consider this enchantment important for this build since it gives us another way to regain health during the heat of combat. Also, parrying gives us focus, which is a sweet bonus. We have stamina recovery and indestructible, which cancels out the negative and repairable. On the helmet, more healing increase, focus cost reduction at low health. Another way to help us with survivability is the next one, gain health with rune attacks. Since we will be using rune attacks a lot, this is very useful. Remember on the weapon, we have the Tornado Strike and the Brutal Reprise. Both of these runes cost only 50 focus to activate. So on this build, we have an awesome combo of 5 focus gain and gain health and low cost rune attacks, which really increases our survivability. We have more stamina recovery and damage taken decrease. Drain health in combat on the downside. On the body armor, more healing, increased focus gain, max health increased by 10% of max focus, more stamina recovery, and damage taken decreased at low health. The same downside of drain health in combat. On the pants, more healing, damage increased after dodge, and another way to regain health during combat, gain health on damage dodged. Dodge stamina cost decreased at low health, damage taken decreased, and the downside of a slight stamina cost increase. On the glove, more healing increase, damage increase after parry, increased focus gain, and more survivability with health gain on parry and damage taken decrease. Drain health in combat on the negative. On the rings, this is really where the secret sauce is coming from. The Scarlet Ring paired with the Band of Calmness. Max health swapped with max focus, and then you have max focus increased by 50% on the Band of Calmness. This is the reason why we have 600 hit points. And of course, more focus gain. The third ring, we have the Jade Ring, which gives us a lot of stamina back when attacking. This is a great ring for a weapon because at the end of our normal attack combo, we have this piercing flurry of attacks that net us a ton of stamina. Overall, this is a build made with high survivability. We have damage taken decreased, healing increase, lifesteal, gain health on rune attacks, gain health on dodge, gain health on parry. We have a lot of elements here that gets us some health back during combat. Easy stamina management as well. We have 100 stamina points with this build, high stamina recovery, and stamina gain on attacks. And lastly, high focus gain, which enables us to cast very powerful rune attacks. That's it for the build. Next up, we have boss fights to really show what the build can do. We have a no echo battle with the Echo Knight, and max outbreak bosses all set on the path of the Unspoken. Since you made it this far, consider subscribing. Let's grow this channel together. That's it, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you had feedback or suggestions, make sure to comment down below. Also, like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.